Hey, baby girl, I got T, no Tetley. Wait, tell me why you never come check me. You tell me that I'm way too spendy. Wait, babes, I'm just too flexy. I got eyes on my chest, that's Fendi. Get to a high class, and I'm still in a tech fleece. My bro got a key, that's a Bentley. Money come nice, get plenty. Got a foreign little baddie in the crew with the face caked up, but you know that's. Took a snap in the E-class crew, now she tryna ask who's picking up in the Benz. Come off that flex, man, I'm not tryna flirt, man, you know I'm just friendly. These times, man, I might rather lose on the way to a crib, so she know I step pricey. Her old man left like a weirdo, I'm a hero, money ain't nothing like me. Can't force my flex at the function, do it nicely, be subtle, man, lightly. Got my game back in like 010, but man, YGs, I'm in love with the 90s. Don't show me no stripes, my bro, man, that's not like me, only step in the Nikes. True say my bro got a check, but I said allow it, man, just spend that wisely. Don't flex your checks on Snapchat or IG, don't do it on IG. Lie, bro, yeah, don't do it on IG.
Hi, everyone. This is Brian. Anderson at the table along with Grant Hill and Brent Berry. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines. It'll be the Pelicans off the tip. Here's Maxey. Outside for Green. For three. Knocks down the triple. Well, Grant, I hope you're as fired up for this one as I am. Some of the league's most exciting talent on the floor.
Oh, my, man. I am most definitely up for this one. With the athleticism on both sides, there's going to be no shortage of highlights.
And here's New Orleans now, following the score by Minnesota. Pass to Davis. Back to Maxey. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Only 6'2", but Maxey got some spring in his step.
And it's Doncic missing. Outside Davis. Drives to the hoop. And he buries his first look.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And just over a minute played here to start the game. Pass to Doncic. Jones sets a screen.
Great contest from AD there. Always a legitimate threat to throw it back.
In 2024, Luka Doncic recorded 6 consecutive 30-point triple-double games.
That's right, B.A. The first time anyone has done it in NBA history. So if you didn't already believe in Luka magic, well, there's some proof that the magic is real.
Now here's Carter. And right now he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. 6 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. And here's Brown for 3. Davis with a rebound. Here's Green. And the layup is good off the glass. Green's got his second basket of the night.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Here's Ellis. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
Well, due for a miss after 4 of 5 to begin this one.
Stolen by Davis. All by himself.
You have to be kidding me.
Wow, that's how you take things into your own hands. Timberwolves trail by 9. Pass to Doncic. Back to Jones. To stop the drought. And Davis with the block.
An impactful defensive presence. AD is outstanding at coming up with blocks.
Back to Maxey. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for New Orleans.
Well, so far they've been immensely aggressive on the defensive side, denying easy shots, and it's made a difference in the game.
Well, one thing that's noticeable is just tremendous energy from everybody, and they put that into their transition play, and all that hustle is paying off.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, the Pelicans are still developing their on-court chemistry. Coach Willie Green said, this group is still pretty young in terms of being on the floor together. We're starting to figure it out. We just have to stay committed and continue to be elite on both ends of the floor, and it starts with our defense. B.A.?
They've really got something, Allie. Thanks.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Into the lane. Okongwu with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 8. Left side, Carter. Here's Doncic. Another missed shot. He's 1 of 5, looking shaky out there. Pass to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And we've got a timeout called by Willie Green. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
Let's give Coach credit. He's trying to find a way to squeeze the most out of every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments, pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Maxey surveys. And there's the whistle. That one goes on Herb Jones. That's his first foul of the game. Down low. Davis with it. Now Carter defending. Outside Maxey. Takes a 3. Nails it from 3. Maxey's got 9 points.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Boy, guys, the Pelicans have been rolling along.
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players, Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Grant, when you look at this Pelicans team, their length is so impressive.
Yeah, they've made a point to draft players with big wingspans, and that really helps them on the defensive end. They're all very switchable.
Outside, Brown. Here's Brown on the drive. That one falls. Great setup by Doncic.
There's the attacking, aggressive style that Brown brings onto the floor. Give him a lane to the hoop, and he'll take it.
Minnesota foul. First personal foul. First team foul.
Davis from long range. Offensive rebound. Pass to Battier. Maxey with it. The three ball. And the Pelicans miss again.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
New Orleans leading by 8. And Luka Doncic is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. Here's Green. Jones grabs the board.
I'm not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Brent, Herb Jones looks like he might be the next elite perimeter defender.
He's been amazing in the early part of his career. He closes out his space so well on people, in control and balanced, able to catch guys' first move. He is asked to guard the primary offensive wing on a nightly basis, and Herb Jones is up to the challenge.
Here's Dinwiddie out to the right wing. Left side, Brown. Shot clock at 6. Walker with some nice D. New Orleans in the lead. Poke loose. It's Walker on the wing. For 3, Powell. Walker pulls down the board.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Powell right side. Here's Zubac. And it's slammed in by Zubac.
Doesn't get any easier for Zubac. He'll take those anytime he gets it.
Outside Walker. Pass to Carter. To win the drought. Good. And it's Walker who picks up the assist. Carter's got his first bucket in this one.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Powell, it's good.
I like that hoop from Norman Powell. Shoot it close to the hoop. Forget the long range stuff. Make it easy on yourself.
Now Beverly. Here's Walker. Outside for Green. Let's go with a 3. Here's Beverly. Outside Walker. Second chance shot. Outside for Green. 4 on the clock. Carter on the wing. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Timberwolves trail by 5. Now Dinwiddie. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. And he drives in. Here's Zubac. And another basket for Minnesota.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
On the wing, Green. The flush. Jalen Green.
And this guy can just fly. Green lifts off and slams it down.
And out of bounds, New Orleans will have it. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. And the Pelicans making a change here. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Talking about Tyrese Maxey, Grant, here's a guy who's improved every year.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, from averaging 8 as a rookie to 26 points during his breakout 4th year, Maxey has added to his game every offseason and turned himself into an elite scorer.
And here's a Kongwu for 3. The Pelicans pull it in.
A nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Beverly on the wing. He's scoreless. It's good. And the Pelicans lead by 9.
And Patrick Beverly could do that in close, finds a way to get that one up. And you know he likes to score. It doesn't happen a ton, but he loves it.
All by himself. Green with the ball. Now Doncic defending. .26 seconds left to play in the half. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Battier. Lets it go from deep. Sends it home from three-point land. And now it's a 12-point New Orleans lead. Here's Carter. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Carter's got his second bucket on the night.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
Oh, it's stolen by Doncic. And so it's New Orleans earning this break in the action, up 10. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. We'll be right back with you shortly. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Picked up by a Kongwu. Oh, Luka playing grown man ball inside.
Oh, Luka is so skilled at using his body to create good looks inside.
For 3, Maxey. And another 3 for New Orleans.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
Maxey, that's good.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
You gotta love Tyrese Maxey's approach to the game. He said, quote, "I really have a simple life. I have this joy about playing basketball. I like putting in the work, so I'm extremely focused, extremely competitive, and I'm out here having the time of my life. I get to do what I love every single day, and it's a blessing," unquote. Ryan, he's such a positive guy.
Yeah, he really is. Thanks for that, Allie. Pass to Ellis. On the wing, Davis. Here's Ellis. Still without a bucket. The Timberwolves making a switch here.
First team foul.
90 seconds into the second half now. Now here's Green. Clock at 6. Pass to Battier. Puts up a 3. Kongwu with the rebound.
And lockdown defense against one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
Well, Brent, after ups and downs, it seemed like New Orleans is really trending in the right direction.
Now, their path has not always been easy. It's a bit indicative of the city itself. It's a resilient place with resilient people that take a lot of pride in the comeback. So this team has had personnel changes, coaching changes, injuries, but the Pelicans have certainly become a team in the past couple seasons where the future is much brighter than its past. Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Pass to Brown. Back to Doncic. Nice finish from Luka.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Davis with it. Guarded by a Kongwu. To the wing on the left. Back to Davis. Good D by Kangwoo. Timberwolves trail by 9. Here's Carter. Pass to Brown. And here's Doncic outside. It's hauled in by New Orleans. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Here's Davis. Guarded by Kangwoo. And it's Willie Green calling the timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And the NBA moving to a 2-day draft. Your thoughts on the change, Grant?
You know, B.A., a lot of pro sports are shifting to multi-day drafts. And the NBA draft can be long if done all in one evening. So maybe a good choice to break it up.
Minnesota on D. They trail by 9. Outside, Green. Shot clock at 6. Green in the lane.
This is where Green is most effective. He's got a great feel for scoring inside.
Pass to Doncic. Launches a 3. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Doncic has got 7 now in this quarter.
I mean, could we say he was playing possum a bit there in the first half? Because it seems to be a different guy out there, way more assertive.
Outside Davis. The kick out to Walker. From deep. Sinks it from distance. Walker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Brown with a screen. Pass to Okongwu. 4-3. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
The three-point shooting has been on point here in the second half.
Here's Green. Green drops in the little runner.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. New Orleans making a change here. And so Dinwiddie will bring it up for Minnesota. It's a 10-point game. Outside, Brown. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's going to go on Jalen Green.
What makes Brown special is his blend of smarts and effort level. Not just an intelligent player, he also gives you a phenomenal amount of energy out there.
New Orleans leading by 8. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Outside for Green. Green going right at the rim. And he makes it. Green's got 6 in the quarter.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Zubac screen. Here's Brown. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He hit it. Great shot. Whoa! The heave to beat the buzzer. Woo.
That's an incredible shot there. Just let it fly.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He told them, quote, if we'd worked harder on the glass, we'd probably be up right now. Show some heart. Show some pride. It was a very direct message. Back to you guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And the Timberwolves making a change here.
Make some noise.
Maxey with it. Beverly outside. Maxey with it. He's picked up by Jones. And a strong finish with two hands.
You know, Maxey's willing to play a secondary role, but he can also take charge when needed.
It's stolen by Maxey.
The longer this game goes on, the hotter he gets.
Timberwolves trail by 15. That's good. And now he's 5 for 11 in this one.
He's a new man this half, playing with much better intensity and getting results.
1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. Beverly for three. Minnesota with the rebound. Now here's Doncic. Brown. That one drops for him.
Brown taking on all challengers. This kind of fearless approach is what his teammates and coaches love seeing.
Pass to Battier. Out to Beverly. Here's Battier. Lets it fly. No good with a jumper from the wing.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
That was execution to perfection. Textbook transition offense.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Beverly outside. And we've got a timeout called by Willie Green. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. And the Pelicans making a change here.
Checking in for the Pelicans, number 8.
Minnesota on D. They trail by 9. Davis down low. Shoots over Okongwu. And he gets it back. And he comes up with a bucket. And here are the Timberwolves. And here's Doncic. Pass to Okongwu. And here's Jones. Doncic with it. 6 to shoot. Back to Carter. Doncic feeling it out a bit. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. Outside for Davis. Davis showing his range.
And the defense will settle for AD shooting threes. Better that than him going inside.
Doncic outside. Here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Foot elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man. And he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Here's Ellis. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 14.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
6 on the shot clock. Davis from long range. And Minnesota has possession. It's a 14-point game. Kicks it to Doncic. Over Green. Outside Carter. Another shot. And it's blocked.
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Pelicans.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And they earned win number 9. Each win so important in this league.
Always good to start a season series off with a W. They showed tonight they take this team seriously, and the next 2 matchups between these two should be fun.
And what a huge performance it was for Tyrese Maxey.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
Outside, Brown. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep. And Maxey's got the ball here for New Orleans.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
17 seconds left in the game. So New Orleans takes this one by a large margin. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
Want his head, put a water on me, know that's soccer fiend. Me and cash changer hold him in. Take no misleader. I can get it a lot cheaper. Had a chance, I would do nothing different. Keep around and score me back for business. Watch what you say, you know the streets listen. I threw my own rocks at the pen. I rolling on me, that's the presidential. Don't need no come with it. Ain't hard to people know you artificial. Can't keep around and score me back for business. Bad, that one out of this. A lot of cash help me clear my mess. Break my wrist, trying to whip a belly. I got a recipe, it's confidential. The eavesdropping on me, trying to clone. Stand up, pulling up, being alone. Rich, rolling with the stone. I mail him to you, send him for the distance. And there was at a stone. Medusa had him having on the charm. Stick with me and the drop six. Pop him like I'm Al Capone. Me and cash change, hold him in. Come a lot cheaper, we are not equal. I told you. Forgiato on him. Want his head, put a water on me, know that's soccer fiend. Me and cash changer, hold him in. Take no misleader. I can get it a lot cheaper. Had a chance, I would do nothing different. Keep around and score me back for business. Watch what you say, you know the streets listen. I threw my own rocks at the pen. I rolling on me, that's the presidential. Don't need no ain't hard to people know you artificial. Can't keep around and score me back for business.
The crowd is assembled looking for a Bucks home victory here in Milwaukee, and we've got it for you right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. This game is part of the travel schedule for Minnesota. And, of course, Precious Achiuwa. And it's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Timberwolves jersey.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
Now here's Duncan. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. So it's Minnesota now. Doncic fires from way outside. Duncan grabs the rebound. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. No good from outside. Timberwolves passing it around. The three for Doncic. Some solid defense from Butler. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Duncan inside. And the turnover again by Milwaukee. Luka Doncic started off his 2024, Doris, with a historic scoring performance.
He sure did, Kevin. He was only the fourth player in league history to score over 72 points in a game. It was the shooting performance of a lifetime, and Luka just takes it all in stride. Incredible. Luka from way downtown.
No good from Simmons. Pass to Doncic. Back to Carter. The kick out to Brown. Shot clock at 6. And Simmons with the rebound.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Irving looking over the floor. Doncic with the steal. Pass to Carter. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Now here's Jones. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. No good with the triple. Simmons with it. Okongwu covering. Back to Duncan. Caldwell Pope outside. Here's Simmons. Makes it off the glass.
Boy, Ben Simmons, because of his size, inside, he is a dangerous force.
Brown outside. And Okongwu has it in the corner. Brown outside. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Carter for 3. And Simmons with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Well, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Boy, what a pass by Jaylen Brown. Probably one of his most improved areas.
Outside Irving. Pulls up on the wing. Minnesota with the rebound.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Bucks trailed by 4. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And this kind of shot defines who Butler is. Just a bulldog who embraces finishing against the tight coverage.
Now here is Carter. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Simmons on the wing. Outside Irving. On the wing. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And it's all knotted up.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Tie game in Milwaukee. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch. We're talking about Trae Young here, G.A. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Here's Powell. It's deflected.
And a guy who blocks few shots, KCP stepping up and gets all of that one.
And that one drops for him.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
Here's Doncic. Second shot opportunity. Milwaukee with the rebound.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Now, here's Caldwell Pope. And it's Klingon with the jam.
You can't teach size, right? Klingon is already one of the bigger guys in this league, and you can see him adding another 10 or 15 pounds of muscle.
Carter inside the three-point line. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Young inside. And a missed layup.
Listen, he's a confident player, but if you're going for that kind of finish, you better finish it.
Pass to Zubac. And Young comes over to help. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Now Carter. Stolen by Winslow. Young, right side. Butler in the corner. Over Doncic. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Bucks.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
I think the other thing they're doing is they're wearing out the opponent in transition, exploding up the floor for easy chances.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And it's Simons missing. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
2 on the clock. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Milwaukee leading by 6. Pass to Klingon. And Jabari Walker picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And each season, GA, it seems like Anthony Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer, and now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
The Bucks shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line. And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Dinwiddie up top. Pass to Okongwu. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Okongwu's now got his first points in this one.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Bucks.
Outside Gordon. In the corner, it's Harris. And stolen by Achua. Now, here's Okongwu. Duncan defending. And here is Brown. Here's the floater. Some solid defense from Harris. Bucks leading by 8. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. Milwaukee shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And on the court, Simons is like a lightning bolt of energy. He hustles hard and just puts in the sweat to outwork the other team.
Here's Young. It's hauled in by Achua. Timberwolves trailed by 9.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Wow, pretty pass from Powell. This guy has great instincts as a scorer. That time sets up his teammate.
Here's Young. Sweet little floater. Young's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Brown inside the line. Gordon with the defensive effort. Three-pointer. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We come back right after this. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Outside Irving. It's on target from the high post. Irving's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Bucks. Out to Doncic. Off target from outside.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
On the wing, Irving. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. And it's blocked by Brown.
Such a pesky defender. Jaylen Brown, right place, right time.
The Timberwolves working the ball around now. And they double up Doncic. Pass to Brown. On the wing, Doncic. Clock at 6. Looking to end his cold spell. Doncic converts inside.
Yeah, an offensive player like Luka expects the contact. He's anticipating it, so it doesn't bother him. That's a big-time finish.
Inside. Stolen by Jones. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the NBA again set records for attendance. Overall, arenas were filled to 98% of capacity. Commissioner Adam Silver says we're in a great position. You almost can't fit more people in our arenas. Kevin, he made it clear the area for growth is in media and especially in mobile viewing.
David, you know this, directly to the fan. I mean, my goodness, all the different ways you can consume the game, it's beautiful. When it comes to players who like having fun, great Jimmy Butler has to be way up there.
Kevin, did you see his media picture for the 23-24 season? He looked like he belonged in an emo band with that hairstyle. Jimmy is definitely one of those guys that likes to troll and have fun.
The defense has to know they're going to get a steady diet of three-point shooting from Luka.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He's ready to talk things through with the team. You know, Doris, every so often there are guys that come along that you can build a franchise around, and Luka Doncic seems to be one of them.
There's no question, Kevin, and if I were putting a team around Luka Doncic, I'd want to have multiple vertical threats at the rim and shooters at every other position, because at that point, Luka is unguardable.
Here's Simmons. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Bucks lead by 10.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
The shot by Carter. Nobody around. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Boy, the extraordinary playmaking instincts of Luka Doncic on display right there.
On the wing, Irving. Stolen by Jones. Oh, here we go with O'Connor and nobody back. Doncic with the bucket.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime? Much more effective here in the second half.
And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. They've led by as many as 11 points. Caldwell Pope for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Caldwell Pope's got 5 now. And here is Doncic. He's got 10. And Okongwu has it in the corner. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. He's got 5.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
1:09 left in the third.
Minnesota foul.
The Bucks shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Second team.
And the first one at the line is good.
At the line for Milwaukee.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Timberwolves trailed by 6. Carter looking around. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And it's good, 2 points. And the Bucks lead by 8.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
And they double up Doncic. Here's Brown. Duncan with the block. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. The kick out to Irving. To the paint. Here's Simmons. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And it's a 10-point Bucks lead.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Timberwolves trailed by 10.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
Here's Powell. On the wing, Walker. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Bucks ahead. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And now the latest from our reporter, David Alder.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch told the team. Now, his tone was pretty serious. He said, you guys need to prove you're in this. No one else can do it for you. Time to pour on the gas. We'll see if that fire gets lit, guys.
Thanks, David. Back to Brown. And the 3 off target.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Irving. Pass to Duncan. And stolen by Okongwu. And, oh, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. And here's Doncic from the arc. Bucks leading by 10. Outside Irving. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Irving's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Milwaukee. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. And you can see what the emphasis was at halftime. Here in the second, a lot more effort to get the ball inside, and it's starting to pay dividends.
Luka Doncic has established himself as a perennial candidate for MVP. He controls the game with the basketball in his hands. He is an incredible driver, and he makes the game easy for the guys around him.
Back to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
This close to the rim, Ben Simmons just leaves no doubt.
Doncic outside. And Jones has it in the corner. And they're moving it up. For 3, Caldwell Pope sinks the triple. And the Bucks lead by 15. And an important part of every team's game, we'll look at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
And their fast break has also been a key metric in this one. They have had a significant advantage in transition over the course of this game.
Out to Duncan. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Well, we know Ben Simmons loves to set his teammates up. They love playing with this guy.
Right wing. Carter outside. Pass to Doncic. Carter with the screen. There's the lob to Carter. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. Nobody back.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Carter outside. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Doncic from the arc. That one falls, coming off Carter's feed. Doncic has got 15 points here in the second half. Here's Simmons. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
It's good. Nice touch there from Okongwu. That's 7 points for Onyeka Okongwu. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Bucks. They led by as many as 18 points. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Milwaukee.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
This team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Ben Simmons.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
The shot's good from Irving. And the Bucks lead by 20.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Doncic from deep three-point land. Another miss by Minnesota.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And he knocks down the first one. And Simmons drops them both. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Carter with the three. Duncan grabs the rebound. It's tipped. Stolen by Carter. To halt the run, the Timberwolves again can't hit. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.